and apparently has plants and trees on ships. I don't know, it looks a bit weird. Like, here's a ship, and here's like land.
All right.
14 continues walking, defeated. As we inch our way forward, we start to lose hope. However, it isn't long before that hope is kindled again, and we find ourselves in Dark Souls. We are scared. We know where this is going.
Hey, Domek!
A voice shouts from high up, and we turn to look. There's a man at the top of one of the ships acting as a lookout. After seeing Damek, he quickly makes his way down to all of us. He slides down a ladder, quickly making his way to the surface. Standing on the edge of the ship, he grips the railing tight.
Where have you been? Feels like I haven't seen you in ages.
He jumps over the edge of the ship, landing on the ground with style. He's Spider Wolf, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm looking at the character. I can tell he's a pirate, and he must be another ally. That was good. In the upcoming battle, we'd need as many allies as possible.
Grayson, it's so good to see you again. Don't worry, it's nothing personal. I'm just busy. We've been cooking up something really special.
A 5-course star menu.
Special, huh? Well, that's all you had to say. You know I've got your back in everything.
Wink wink, nudge nudge. Damek steps closer and whispers in Grayson's ear. No doubt he's confiding in Grayson about our recent choice.
Oh, an alliance? Beautiful. We'll be working together more then. And I must say, you made a fine decision, Domek.
He smiles and makes an interesting signal with his arms. A few moments later, a bunch of people in our way quickly move.
Gotta get back to the church, I'm guessing? Sorry about my crew. They're good at getting in the way. In fact, I'm not sure what else they're good for these days.
Between every few words, he glances behind Damek. His eyes shift between Valessa, Fortame, and myself.
Can I help you with something?
Oh, sorry, not at all. You just looked familiar, that's all. Like some pirates Nada used to work with.
We are now pirates.
Familiar? Chris said the same thing, actually. Just one of those faces, I guess.
Or maybe we are all in the Matrix.
Not just any faces, mind you. I was taken aback because you look like legends. A few infamous pirates from back in the day, you know?
When I wasn't born yet, I remember you. Back 250,000 years when you lived.
Pirates? No relation, I assure you.
She laughs and Grayson nods.
Yeah, just a small world.
Seems like he's unsure if that's an insult or not. And for that matter, so does Valessa. Grayson lets it slide. A few moments later, he climbs up a netting on the a few Always remember. A few moments later, he climbs up a netting on the side of the ship. It isn't much longer until he's back at the top of the mast, looking out. He shouts to his crew and they move aside, leaving an open trail for us. Were all of these pirates his crew? He must be a man of great influence.
It's always good to have friends in high places.
There's still people wandering the shipyard, but not as many as before. In fact, we'd be able to continue forward without any issue at all.
That was Grayson. We go way back. He's a great ally and he'll have our back no matter what. I doubt he cares whether we sided with Alex or Nada.
That was good. His crew seemed massive. The ship as well was in pristine condition.
Well then, on we go?
As he talks, he motions to the bridge once more. We give each other some space, happy to be moving freely again. I guess we could resume our journey without any struggles. And we could also try to understand what this is. Could this be a ship? There's a massive ship docked, surrounded by workers. They don't seem to be dressed as pirates, though. Must be part of Macia's shipping company.
Wow, that ship is so cool! Will our ships be like that, Dominic?
Of course, we have only the best. Actually, ours might be better.
Why is that?
Pirates put more care into their ships. They don't just work on them, they live on them. The other people have homes to go back to.
So pirates are homeless?
Well, not exactly. A ship still counts as a home, they just share it with their crew.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So ours will be even fancier than that? That's pretty hard to imagine. I'm excited!
It's gonna have lasers.
Yeah, just be very careful. Pirates are super protective of their homes. If you broke something, well, let's not think about that.
Yikes.
Nice ship. Would be bad if someone would put some holes into that.
What are these?
Traps.
Traps for what?
Seafood.
No. We don't have that back in Valinor. How do these things work exactly?
Well, these ones are mainly for lobster. It traps them inside and they're emptied out every day. Once a week, they're sold off in the market square for food.
So you capture them only to eat them.
Yeah?
I don't know how I feel about that. They're just minding their own business down there. Why should we snatch them up and kill them just like that?
Well, Walesa, we need food to survive.
Because they taste good.
And also that. Why would you kill this animal? You can eat it. It tastes good. It's actually very efficient at providing nutrients and fiber, vitamins, minerals. But that's brutal! Why would you do that? Why would you pick plants? Don't plant. What have plants ever done to you? They are just there, in the nature, and you rip them out of the ground. I was thinking about turning down Ulrich because of date with 14, but then I didn't want to miss the date both routes. Yeah, see, that's something I think we're gonna experience at the HQ, where I also ask myself, what happens? Is it going to limit us to only one visit to anyone in there? Or can we visit all potential people? That will be interesting to see. And because this game has a save function, which not every game has, we can actually test that. Hooray. There's a bunch of houses lining the docks. They look fancy. Workers come and go, telling me that it's a place of business. Near the back, I noticed that the houses are more run down. Pirates move back and forth between these houses. I guess society only left them scraps to work with. Hopefully things would be better for them soon. Okay, that's the same thing. There's a skip button. Use it. Cool. I use the skip button. But I don't want to continue to use the skip button. There we go. That was scary. There's a massive bridge on the other side of the docks. According to Damek, that's the bridge we'd be traversing. At the other end of the bridge, I can see an old building.
Looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? Museo is largely above water, so bridges are common. But there's a couple of main bridges, architectural wonders.
Museo is largely above water. What else should it be? Underwater? I'm confused about that sentence.
We'll actually be crossing Museo's biggest bridge. I hope you're not scared of heights here.
The mountain was higher than this. Why should I be scared? He smiles and motions toward the very bridge I was inspecting.
Our church is just on the other side. I can't wait for you to see it. It's amazing. Just stick close to me. It won't be too long.
Okay. Barely see the text down there. Let's listen what Sovi has to say on the other side of the world. Sovi and his crew wandered the crowded docks of Museo. The other side of the world, by the way. They stuck close together to ensure that Shane didn't run away. Close to the rebellion's home, Sovi was sure it crossed his mind.
Well, you sure seem a lot happier. Back on the boat, all you did was mope around.
Sovi scoffed, turning to face his apprentice.
Seasickness, I suppose. As old as I am, I've never really gotten used to it.
You can't be too much older than me.
Right. Sorry.
Besides, I think I know what's going on. You realize something about the triumvirate.
Yes, I did. I see through the trick now. It was a good idea, I'll give them that.
Trick?
Yes, to put my loyalty to the test. There's no way what they told me was true. They merely want to see if I'll waver.
I see.
That's why they wouldn't tell you either. This was a test, meant only for me.
So, what happens now that you've passed?
I guess I'll find out once we return. I'm just glad that I can focus on the mission now.
Right, I'm glad too, I suppose. On the boat, you were in no condition to perform.
After a few more minutes of walking, Sovi stops in his tracks. Halen and Shane bump into his back, causing him to stumble over.
Master?
Oh, sorry. Just a lot on my mind.
Oh, we're not lost, are we?
Zoe stares at the cloaked figure in the distance. He smirks as he watches them walk through the docks with the group. A large item affixed to the back sways with each of their heavy steps.
No, not at all.
Oh no! They have catched up. Is it too late to change your choice? Which choice? To turn down Ulrich, at least till later on in the game. Is it too late to change my choice to turn down Ulrich, at least till later on in the game? So you want to put... So what you're asking is I should put Ulrich on the back fire now until later? Is that what you mean? No, but just to choose differently at the bar. But it seems been forever ago. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Because, remember, I cited that again, what the text actually explained once in the tutorial. It said you can romance characters, but it takes a certain amount of romance scenes before you get a final quest, which then I think locks in your choice and everybody falls away. So it doesn't matter too much if we have a romance point with Ulrich, because I could just make different choices in the next step, or just deny the final quest with him, so to say. Look at it from this way, like until you receive a final quest for the romance stuff, everybody's game, everybody can be a romantic final thing. So all in all, you only get additional scenes in the game. So you're not really losing anything. I don't think... Look, the thing is this. I think you mean like if I give, let's say, Ulrich +2 and Fortame +1. I don't think the game is gonna not give me the romance scene for making Fortame +2 because Ulrich is already +2. I don't think it starts to lock out characters because someone has more romance points. Because that wouldn't make sense. Because you are introduced step by step with new characters that you can have a romance with. I just couldn't bear the thought of jumping in Ulrich's arm the day of the first date with Ulrich, that's all. We don't have to. There's always an option. Even if you have the romance scene going on, and like you said, then you will be presented with a choice. Okay, yeah. I just couldn't bear the thought of jumping in Fortame's arm the day of the first date. With Fortame, that's all. First date with Fortame, man. Just couldn't bear the thought of jumping Fortame's arm the day of the first day. Okay. No, jumping in Ulrich's arm on the day, the first date with Fortame, I mean. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. I get what you mean. Yeah, I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. Like, okay, you had basically like a first date with Fortame on this very day, but on this very day, you also like flirted with Ulrich and Pro to some degree. I get that. It's morality speaking, right? And basically, here we are, because let's face it, this person we play, the seer, is basically single. Singles usually do this, like they find people they feel interested in, but it's not clear yet where their interest really lies, so they often romance more people at once. Not always, everybody's different. But it's not like the worst thing to do. Because in the end, if you make a choice, you will simply rule out the other people. That's all. But I get your standpoint. Some people just want one-on-one. Is it the right choice in the end? Yes, no. If no, okay, find someone else. Repeat. And some people do it the other way, where they say like, I try to date multiple people and then make a choice based on multiple dates with multiple people. And that's not really going against anything, to be honest, because you're not like betraying the other people you have dates with or interest in. It's just you making a choice, except you have multiple choices, and it would basically be the same result, right? So let's say you have choice A, B, C, and the only thing the only difference is the path you take to the result. So you can do one-on-one A, decide, okay, it's not that. You're gonna do B, decide, no. You go to C, decide, yes. Result C. Or you could date A, B, C multiple times and slowly decide, hey, seems like C is the one. who makes the most sense, that I feel drawn most to, and then you're gonna tell her, A and B, no, it's not gonna work. They never have to know that you're dating the other two. That's your choice. You can share that. It's nothing against moral to do that. The result is still gonna be C. But of course, that's a subjective manner. It's like I see neither a problem in the first example nor in the second example. Maybe one point I might see different. I would say like the second example is most likely more efficient than the first. That's all. But I get you. I get your point. I understand that. But here's the problem. This is a visual novel game, and there's no saying that the game would give you the option to have a romance with a different character if you pass a certain point. And there comes the problem with it, right? So I don't know if the game does that or not, but my assumption is because it's a progressing story that will go off the rails at some point, that your romantic options will just stop. So basically, let's take Ulrich as an example, which gave you the first heart-to-heart option in the tavern. What if this is fixed? What if it is like, this is the only point where heart-to-heart one with Ulrich happens? There's no saying that if we chose different, or not at all, to interact with Ulrich and go to the HQ, that it would give us another chance to enact heart-to-heart one. When we speak of real life, yes, this is a choice how you approach that. But this is a visual novel game, so in most cases, when you play a visual novel game, you basically try to romance the characters as soon as possible, because the game will give you the choice at the end to make a final choice of which person you will actually come together with. Think about it. It's like, let's think from a logical standpoint of making a game. Because the game is introducing romantic characters step by step, as it did. Like, started with, I think, Fortame, then Valessa, and then, like, Ulrich and Pro and Damek, and we still have someone coming in that would make every choice after the first one basically gives every choice after the first one less chance to become an actual choice. So let's make an extreme example. Let's say I say yes to Fortame. I also have a romantic scene in Peregrino with Fortame. Pushes Fortame higher in the hidden stats behind the game. So now the game goes on and we come here to Maseo, to the tavern, where we basically have the first interaction where it's possible to flirt with Pro. We didn't really have much of a choice of flirting with him before, maybe in Peregrino, but I'm not entirely sure anymore about that. So, isn't it unfair then to say like, okay, characters that are introduced as romantic options before the other one always have the advantage of getting picked first, and therefore getting an advantage. aka here's for tame with +2 in romance versus here's pro with at 0. You see, if you go by the logic of what you say, then it would mean I would just figure out is for tame the thing I wanna go for and push every other option away. And then let's say the story progresses, as it will, and make a hypothetical scene and say like, now we are at war with the triumvirate. This is the siege of the castle. I don't think in that moment, in that scene, you're suddenly like, you know what? I think 14 isn't my thing. And then you literally like go to another character in that moment and be like, you know, I know we are at war right now or anything, but would you like to have a drink with me? Can you see that logic? Like, it makes no sense. And that's why most visual novels make this. Say like, romance every character you encounter at the point where we give you the option. And then we have running stats behind the scene that determine how far this romance is going with that character, but it's only decided at the final point when a certain amount of stats is reached. aka here, let's say they have 10, let's say hypothetically they have 10 hearts to heart 10 hearts to heart scenes, and when you reach 10 you get like a final quest that then locks in your choice, which then also means you can do this with every character, and then you decide which quest are you going to do, and that's gonna be your partner or your partners. So don't get me wrong, I understand your point and you're not wrong when it comes to real life, but when it comes to a visual novel game, I think you cannot really apply this. You can, but I think you will miss out a good portion of content in the game if you do that. That's a little bit long. That's a little bit of a long explanation to the entire thing. But do you understand also my point? Like, I'm not saying that you're wrong. You are not. But in context of a visual novel game, I think it's not bad that I do this, because it's not finalized and set in with whom I wanna pair up. From a moral standpoint, I can totally understand you and say like, it feels wrong to do this. That's okay. I get that. Streamer talks too much. Also, streamer is gonna take a short break. So feel free to write your thoughts if you want to. I will be right back. 1-2 minutes. Ah. Here's also another point. Everybody decides things subjectively in most cases. Making objective choices, especially when it comes to emotional things, is often not the case. And that's okay. The thing is this, like, think about this. Here's your roster of characters. Let's say 5. Here are your 5 characters. The 5 characters you can choose to romanticize, to make a partner at the end of the game. What do you think is more fair? Give everyone a chance to show you who they are, what their character is, how they treat other people, and how they impress you in a subjective way? Or do you take just the first best choice that is presented in the game? Like the first character you can romanticize is gonna be your choice because they were the first character. That's maybe another point I would throw in there. But I'm speaking of personal choices here, so I I judge people more based on their characters and not because they were the first character to be presented to me as an option, or based on physical appearances or anything like that. But that's my subjective opinion on that. And there's nothing wrong if someone tells you, hell yeah, I only like this species, or I only like this person because they are having brown hair. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Moral and ethics. I still try to figure out on this picture, why are there plants? I don't get it. It's such a strange decision by the artist. Anyway. As you know, I'm not telling you you're wrong. You are not wrong with what you are saying and what your stance is. I just show you there are also other options and other views about the topic. I'm just giving you this information, that's all. So take it, do whatever you want with that information. That this doesn't mean that you should change the interactions we have here in the game. Do what is right, what you think is right for you. And I completely accept that. That's why I play this game this way. This is okay. You do not play this game for me. You play this game for you when you make choices. And I play the game for me when I make choices. It will clash. It will differ. But that's alright. That's okay. That's why I'm doing this. Because I like that. So, let's talk with Valessa.
Hey,
Why are you doing this to me, Valessa? Why are you... Hey, this? Why? Oh, God. What do you think of Maseo so far?
it's interesting to say the least. It's a lot busier than I thought it would be. It makes Valenworth look dead by comparison. I'm actually longing for that peace again, though. This place is chaotic. There's so much going on. Hopefully the Rebel HQ will be a bit like home.
I would appreciate that, yes. What do you think of Damek?
He seems to know what he's doing. I mean, I had some doubts going into this actually, but he's proven himself to be a capable leader. I like how charismatic he is, you know? It's a lot easier to follow somebody like that. Some people demand respect. He earns it.
Good point. Respect is earned. Respect is not just demanded just because you have this title or you are the boss or you are rich or you have this, you're a politician or whatever. Doesn't mean that you can demand respect. Respect can only be earned. What are your thoughts on Pro?
To be honest, I'm actually not sure. He seems nice, but I have my doubts. There's just something about him, you know? It doesn't help that he likes to cheat people. That's probably it. He is on our side, though, so I doubt we have to worry about him cheating us.
I beg to differ. What do you think about Ulrich?
He's the strongest person I've ever met. I'm sure he'll be protecting us a lot in the future. I don't really have anything bad to say about him. He can be stern, but he has the best intentions. I mean, he has no patience for wasting time. Him and Fortune make an interesting combo.
Even the game is hinting at that. How are things between you and Fortune?
Pretty good, actually. I was worried, you know, about some of the choices you had to make. We've never really let them get between us, though. Unless there's something he's not telling me, but I doubt it. He's always been fully open with me in the past. I wouldn't worry about anything at all, Seer.
That is very mature. You're not bringing down the mood at all. It's like I'm neither angry at you or anything. I know you heard what I said. But you didn't bring down the mood or anything. It's fine. I just wanted to tell you, there's also other aspects you have to consider that exist. That's all. Okay? There's no bad mood here. There's no angy or anything. Everything is alright, okay? This is fine. I just wanted to state my point of view that you should maybe also consider, not just see this is the only option. that exists. That's all. Maybe I overdid it a little bit. If so, I am sorry. I have a tendency to do that sometimes. But everything is okay. We are chill. We are fine. Okay. Let's go to the church. After what feels like ages, we reach the end of the bridge. We all stop and catch our breath and let our legs relax. Damek wipes some sweat from his brow, laughing.
Bit of a workout, isn't it? Hopefully the trek was worth it. So, what do you think of our home?
Seems like Tokyo. Lot of walking, many people. He stands proud, staring at the nearby church. I wouldn't be proud of that, to be honest, but that's my personal stance. After getting our bearings back, we look on in awe. Subtitles, please. Ave. I give up. I give up. This. I give up.
Whoa. This place is crazy. I've never seen anything like it before.
So the model for this church was Notre Dame. I see.
Yeah, it sure stands out, doesn't it? Don't worry, that works to our advantage. When hiding, I find the most obvious spot is the best.
And he's correct. I explained this before with the bicycle and Germany.
I guess they'd never expect their own church. But here's a question. Why are there only 2 statues? It's the triumvirate, right? Shouldn't there be 3?
I don't know, actually. It's a bit odd when you think about it. Maybe they didn't have enough space?
He laughs awkwardly, shuffling in place. Perhaps he found his ignorance embarrassing.
I trust you're ready for the grand tour?
I nod, looking over to Valessa and Fortame. It seemed our long journey was over. We were here. This was our new home, whether we liked it or not.
Yeah, I can't wait to see.
I'm game. Let's do this.
They both smile, ready to get things moving. Damek takes a few steps up the stairs and waves me over.
After you, of course. It would be rude to do this any other way. An esteemed guest of ours should always be first.
I nod and get ready to enter the church. Ulrich, Pro, the Lesser, and Fatim wait for my move. It seems almost everybody respected Damek's authority. So I kick the door in, just like an esteemed good guest would do. That's the bridge we used to come here. It was structurally sound but didn't feel like it. Part of me was scared it would fall apart from under us. Damek showed no signs of worry, however. That put me at ease since he was a local. If he was scared, I knew I would be as well. Yeah. A little bit run down. I don't know. The church looks out of place. I've never seen anything like it before. It doesn't look Messian, that's for sure.
That looks creepy.
Have you ever seen a real angel?
It's modeled after Balteus. That's what things look like over there.
And that's where we're going next. Just great. Now I'm even more afraid. Who makes stuff like this anyway?
Dracula.
Your guess is as good as mine. It doesn't fit in with any part of Alestia. Balteus is really distinct. It's kind of cool.
I'll take your word for it.
Mhm. It's a statue of a cloaked figure, but we are not sure who it's supposed to be. There's only two of them. It can't be the Triumvirate. If it were, then there would be 3 statues. But where would the third statue go anyway? Maybe it was just a maybe it was just a space limitation thing. Either way, they look mysterious and brooding. It makes the entire church give up an eerie vibe. The architectural style wasn't helping it either. Yes, look at that limited space. So extremely limited. Or maybe not. It's a church. Do you know which boss fight will happen here on the roof? Yes, it can be only one boss fight that could happen over here. This is Dark Souls joke.
Hey,
Hey. Hey. Anything else you can tell me about Mazeo?
Not really, to be honest. You've already seen pretty much all it has to offer. It's constantly busy and it never really stops. I can't even imagine living close to the docks. They work overnight, so it'd be too loud to sleep. The best places are either Grizz's area or our HQ. So maybe we can talk more about that once you see it. It's so silent underground you can hear almost everything. Makes it pretty easy to sleep. If you get the time, that is.
It's so silent underground, you can hear almost everything. I know what he means, but at the same time it's like strange. It's just me. What are your thoughts on the lesson?
She's pretty cool. Seems to be pretty by the book. I mean, I don't see her breaking any laws or anything. I don't roll like that. Obviously, I live in a moral gray area.
You do.
That's not to say she's uninteresting, though. I just don't see myself getting too close to her. It's better for me to stick to like-minded people. Who knows? Maybe she'll prove me wrong. War has its way of compromising almost everybody. I was born into this life, but I'm sure others can adapt to it.
He's not wrong with that. What do you think about Forte?
Now, he's a guy I could see myself getting along with. Can't wait to spend some more time with him in our HQ. He speaks his mind, he's energetic, and he's careless.
And he also burned you hardcore. How do you feel about that?
Wait, am I talking about him or myself right now? Yeah, you get the idea. We're like peas in a pod. I'm sure we'll have no shortage of good times.
What are your thoughts on me?
Whoa, you sure like putting me on the spot.
Yes.
I think you're cool. I mean, from what I've seen. At first, I didn't really have a clue, but it's better now. You've had to make some tough decisions, Seer. That's one way to gain my respect. Push through adversity. I still want a one-on-one interview with you in the future, though.
Okay.
It seems like you're starting to become quite important. I'd hate myself if I missed the opportunity to probe your mind. That's something we can talk about later on, though. We're busy.
How often do you walk this far?
Well, pretty much every day.
So it's
Except
Tokyo.
for the last couple of weeks since I was in Valenorth. It's not too bad once you get used to it. I absolutely adore walking.
He's definitely Japanese and lives in Tokyo. This is Tokyo, by the way.
It just takes some getting used to, that's all. Sometimes when I have it in me, I can even sprint. Running to the market from our HQ is pretty intense. Nobody is interested in doing it with me, though. I need a workout partner to keep things interesting, you know? Everybody else defines working out as sparring in the barracks.
Why are you not asking Ulrich? He would do that. Strange. Here we go.
So, Ulrich,
Yeah?
I saw you and the seer in that tavern. You two were getting awfully close.
Chaos. Yes.
Your point is?
Yes. Corruption. Darkness. Envy. Jealousy.
You know we're kinda dating, right? We had our first date in the town square.
Oh. That's what that was?
See? I'm a seer. Yes.
Yeah, and it was pretty awesome. Mostly thanks to you, though. And that apple.
I've ruined the dance. You'll leave me. You remember what I told you, right?
I was hoping you shared together. Maybe I was playing matchmaker all along.
Yeah, right. Nobody is that smart.
Fortame just said that we are all stupid. Everyone, every single living being on this planet and in this world is stupid. Why is he doing that?
You're not giving me enough credit, little one. Anyway, you don't mind that we're...
No, of course not. The more the merrier. The seer has a lot of love to go around.
Remember what I told you?
Yeah, more than I thought, actually. I'm sure you and I will be getting closer now, too.
No objections here.
Remember what I told you? Is it? I told you. Yes, the dance is still on. Chris sits at his desk with his head in his hands, emotionally drained. I can feel that. Lilith enters his office, showing concern, but decides to talk business instead.
Grizz, sir. The papers have been sent back out. Alex Sonata should know momentarily.
Slightly shocked, Gris shakes his head and rests his hands on the desk. Sorry, let me repeat that. Slightly shocked, Gris shakes his head and rests his paws on his desk.
Thank you, Lilith. I couldn't do this without you.
You give me too much credit. I'm just a glorified paper pusher. You do all the heavy lifting, you know.
He sighs and rests back in his chair.
And it's starting to weigh down on me. Lilith, can we talk off the record for a moment?
Of course, sir. Anytime you'd like.
It's about the occupation. As you know, I was involved with it.
Yeah, but that was ages ago. It's all in the past. You're a better man now.
That's the funny thing about the past, Lilith. It always has its way of catching up with you.
What do you mean?
Honestly, I wouldn't know where to start. But recently, Tomek agreed to work with me. I wanted exclusive access to Mazeo's spirit idol.
You lost me.
I want to atone for what I've done, Lilith. So many spirits trapped in those suits of armor. An eternity of mindless servitude to the Triumvirate.
And you can fix that with the spirit idol?
I hope so. Part of me always had some doubt, but today I realized that this is my destiny. I can't doubt it or hide from it any longer.
Destiny? I'm not sure I buy into that stuff. I'd rather call the shots myself, you know?
Well, maybe purpose is a better word. At the end of the day, this is still my choice. But I wasn't certain until today. I saw something.
What did you see?
Back during the occupation, I killed so many innocent people, made orphans out of so many children. I've been facing that for the last 20 years, but today was the first time I faced it in person. It's the seer, and those 2 companions he had with them.
You mean Valessa and Fortem?
Yes, Lilith, all 3 of them. I couldn't put my finger on why they looked familiar, but I just realized it, and I know I need to take action.
He places his head back in his paws, almost ashamed.
Spitting images of people I killed during the occupation. I have no doubt in my mind that their parents died by my hand. I played a part in condemning them, forcing them into this war.
He clenches his paws, trembling as he looks up at Lilith.
And now, I must play my part in ending it. I'm going to those tunnels, right now.
And so he did. As soon as we enter, Damek walks down the center aisle. He trails a finger along the pews, as he does, gathering up dust. The pews? What are pews? Pew pew!
Not much time for triumvirate worship these days.
I guess that's a name for the benches. He makes his way to the spirit idol at the back of the church. Clapping his paws together, he frees himself off the dust.
This is the spirit idol of Mazeo. Or so we thought until recently.
It remains dust-free, unlike the rest of the church. He places a paw on the altar, looking up at the idol.
We assumed it was dim and dying. You know, like the idol back in Valinor. But that's not the case at all. We were shocked. The reason it's dim is because it's receiving power. However, the source of the power is deep underground. That's what the Triumvirate has been digging for. The entire reason for their occupation. And now, it's in the hands of the rebellion. First their sword, now the idol they sought.
He turns back to face us, a wide smile on his face.
It would seem the tables are turning. Feel free to rest for a few minutes. There's still a bit of a walk ahead.
Subtitles wrote white and not wide. Good job, me.
Seriously? More walking? When are we gonna get to rest?
I agree with him.
Trust me, you'll get plenty of time to rest. Just take a breather before we continue.
He points to the pew pews before walking over to a door in the back corner.
This door will lead us to the tunnel, Seer. It's the final stretch, I can promise you that. Whenever you're ready, let's head on down.
He presses his back against the wall and crosses his arms. Everyone seems glad that he was offering us a brief reprieve. I take a few moments to collect myself before we head down. Pew pews lined the church, full of dust and signs of neglect. It was almost a statement that no one cared about the triumvirate. That was a bit hopeful to see. Now I know why Damek likes this place. It doesn't look like anybody has been here in ages. However, a dust-free trail leads to the door at the back. It's clear that only the rebels have been making use of it. The sun shines with intensity, illuminating the interior of the church. I can see every bit of dust lining the floor and the pew-pews. I guess they spent more time dusting underground. So this is the spirit idol of Mazeo. At least that's what they thought until recently. I can see why they would make that mistake, actually. It sure looks like a spirit idol. Well, a dying one, at least. But to think the real one is deep underground, and allegedly it's massive and full of energy. It would be the first time I saw an active spirit idol. Anything else? Nope. We have read that. What is Zoe doing? Continuing the adventure through the docks, Zoe keeps close to Shane. Leading everybody into a secluded back alley, he lets out a loud sigh. It was nice to get away from all the noise. Messians were obnoxious.
What gives? This isn't the way to Valinor. But I guess you do like going backwards.
Wow.
Oh, we'll get there yet. I just have some business to tend to. Shane, can I talk to you alone for a moment?
Shane nods and follows Zoe deeper into the alleyway. Halen takes the note and stands guard, ensuring their privacy.
Look, something important has come up. You're aware of our moles within the rebellion, right?
Alleged moles.
Yes. Well, I found this at our drop point. I think it's something you'll be interested in.
Zoe holds out the letter, prompting Shane to take it.
It's a letter written by Damek. Why is this important?
Just read it, Shane. It's from Damek to Valinorth's elder. It seems your capture was just part of his plan.
What?
Shane keeps reading the letter, his eyes shooting wide open. Every word was like a knife to the heart. He was betrayed.
He wanted me to get captured? Look at this. It says he hates me.
Well, you show some characteristics of being an asshole.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way. But your mission was only a cover. He wanted to kill you off, Shane.
That's not true. I refuse to believe this. I know Domik. He wouldn't do this to me.
Are you sure about that? It makes sense when you think about it. He sent you there to gain intel, right?
Yeah.
He already had all the intel he needed. That was the purpose of the Exodus raid. They mapped out our entire castle, Shane. What intel is there left for you to gather? None. Domik just wanted you out of the way.
No.
We were merciful enough to give you a chance, Shane. We could have killed you, but we still found value in your life. I think that's way more than anything Domik can say.
It really does look like his handwriting.
I have no reason to lie to you, Shane. I know what it's like to have your world torn apart. It seems like all hope is lost, doesn't it?
What should I do?
You were planning to run away, weren't you? Maybe you thought you could lose us in the crowd? It's a good idea, but there's no home left for you there.
Why did you wait until now to show me?
Because I have a favor to ask of you, Shane. And remember, I would never abandon you. I've had every opportunity to kill you.
A favor?
Zoe takes the letter while he watches Shane fight back tears. It was a hard thing to accept, being disowned by your own family. But it was a pain that Zoe knew all too well. He could relate. He didn't respond just yet. He watched as silent rage build up within Shane. That would be perfect, for rage was an invaluable tool on the battlefield. With a smirk, Zoe finally broke his silence, placing a paw on Shane.
Don't worry, I'll still let you visit Domik and the rebels. It's just, I have something different in mind for you. A chance to pay him back, if you'd be so inclined.
Shane's fist trembled in anger. In this moment, he was right where Zoe wanted him.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So he was in my vision. That makes sense. I'll take it back, Pro. It wasn't you. It was Shane.
Hey.
Hey. I'm not gonna do that this time. What do you think of Mazeo so far?
It's crazy! I don't know what to think. Just when I'm comfortable, something new is thrown at us. The markets, the residential districts, and the docks. Valenorth is pretty much the same no matter where you are. To see things so different, that's a real shocker for me. I'm not sure what my favorite part has been so far. If I had to choose though, I'd say the residential district. Being able to live free from the noise and free of work, that's like a dream come true. Everywhere is so noisy. I assume you get used to the noise, but it's still there. You know what I mean, right? You just learn to ignore it. I'd rather not have to do that. It'd make things way easier.
He's correct. You start to overhear certain noises if you live somewhere where a certain noise repeats itself. I know that. What do you think of Delmac?
He's so cool. I love being around him. I want to learn to be more like him, if I'm honest. Everybody respects him and follows his directions. He's going to make a fine leader after this is over. I actually doubted the rebellion, but he convinced me. This cause is in perfect hands. We're going to do this.
What are your thoughts on Pro?
I didn't trust him at first, but he's growing on me. I know he does a lot of shady things, but only out of necessity. I have no doubt in my mind that after the war is over, he'll change.
What do you think about Ulrich?
Ulrich is probably my favorite person so far. I mean, he gave me free money earlier. Free! It's all thanks to him that I got to taste a Mazayan apple. That's the one thing I was looking forward to. He's been nothing but friendly since we met him. Sure, he seems strong, but he's really gentle. Who would have thought that a guy like him has a soft side? Either way, yeah, Ulrich has been great. He's teaching me a lot. Maybe one day I might even learn how to use a greatsword like him.
How do you feel about the rebellion?
I feel great. There's not much to say. We have everything we need in order to win. I can't wait to see our new HQ, our new home.
Hey, Fortum.
Yeah?
I saw you and the seer run off into an alley earlier. What were you two doing back there exactly?
So secret, everybody knows about it.
Oh, we were on a date!
Fortim is one of those people you can never tell any secrets. Considering that he's now the elder of Valinor. Oh yeah, just discussed with this person about murdering this person in this other town. How are you doing?
What? Seriously?
Shocking.
Whoa, don't act so surprised. You might hurt me.
No, it's not that. There's just so much going on. Are you sure that won't interfere with anything?
Of course not. I think we're smarter than that. Besides, it was perfect. We shared a Mazayan apple.
Wow, how romantic.
This is one of the things I miss in my life. Like, I want to hear someone on this planet going like, on my first date, I shared an apple with them.
You had to be there.
I think I'll pass. It's good to see you enjoying yourself, though. There's just too much on my mind for that kind of stuff.
Just wait until we get to the Rebel HQ, Valessa. It'll be a life of luxury, you'll see. There'll be plenty of time.
We can dream.
Live nice. Are you alive? Are you there? Are you okay? This is silent. Good. Travel to the Rebel HQ. Yes. Helps to have a map. The tunnels. Here's an absolute sweetie. Sweetheart. Okay, so it actually goes down. Or is this the church? No, this is the church. So, tunnels down. And then we teleport. We teleport over here. Something like that. Fortame's being Fortame. After we enter the door, we spend a few minutes descending into darkness. Soon enough, however, we reach an area with torches lighting the way. It seems to mark a path straight forward. This must be it.
Wow, it's so dark. I can't even see where I'm going.
I agree. Look at all the darkness in this map.
Just give it a few minutes. Your eyes will adjust. I remember my first time down here. I was terrified.
He presses his back against the wall and waits. We all do the same and wait around until we can see.
The torches only help so much. We put a majority of them in our actual HQ. Basically, we only have them down here to...
He cuts himself off and looks further down the tunnel.
Everyone quiet. Backs against the wall. Now!
There's a demon inside. Sometimes he's walking around. We do as instructed, and I notice an aura of fear overtake us. I stare down the tunnels and I see a suit of armor start to emerge. Oh, it's just an armor. White and gold, just like my vision. It takes slow, clunky steps. Okay. I'm gonna wait for a moment. I look over at Valessa and Fortame. She's fine, and he's shaking. Aww. Glances back at me. I nod, and I nod, letting him know that things will be fine. There is most likely a third sentence. It isn't much longer until the suit of armor reaches our location. Clank, 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 clank. Giant big suit of armor that reminds me of Anno Londo. Ambient noises. Ambient music. Ambient voice. Yes, I'm a nice streamer. I wait for my chat. Hi, YouTube. How are you doing? The end is nigh. Speed painting is fun, as you can see in this artwork. Just some scribbles to indicate some texture in the terrain. Because our brains are really good at putting things together and make sense out of them. I like the lighting in this artwork, like that the lamp actually shines its light into the environment. The wooden beams have the lamp's light reflecting on it. Small details make a lot of differences in drawing. Endless disaster. It stands between all of us as we press ourselves against the wall. It's almost like it's almost like it can't see. It has no idea we're here. That's odd. It even turns its head to the sides, looking straight at us without reacting. After a minute or two standing guard, it turns around and walks away. Its steps echo through the tunnels, loud, metallic, and hollow. It's frightening. But when it's far enough away, we all sigh and stand at ease. We are safe now.
What was that?
Your ma- Pizza service. Uber Eats. Panda Express. Donald McRonald. Amazon delivery.
The Triumvirate's honor guard. They're the ones that built this underground complex. We find it best not to interfere with their efforts in any way.
Why is that?
They're almost like caretakers, so we let them be. All we know for sure is that they're disobeying their masters.
Really?
Yeah, at least that's what it seems like. Rather than search for the idol, they built a utopia. I think that was the choice of the spirits inside them.
Potentially. 1 second. Chat, get up, stretch, hydrate. That's exactly what I just did. Getting something to drink. Bum, bum.
Spirits?
Yes.
Yeah, they were created by the Blade of Exodus. The spirits inside are victims of their vicious occupation.
The spirits within.
Right. Then it's just like the seer said. Wait, victims of the occupation?
Yeah, it's sad, really. They want to live again, so they built a home.
Vanessa looks sad and takes a few steps back. It doesn't take a genius to realize what she's thinking. Having been a few minutes, our vision has adjusted.
Sorry about that, everybody. Those things are brittle and weak. If we so much as bump them, they fall apart.
Wait, really?
You are here! Welcome back, Live Noise. The armor walked up to us, couldn't see us, even if it looked at us, then walked away. Demek explained that those Yeah. So Demek explained that those armors are controlled by the spirits of the dead people from the occupation. But basically, these armors would fall apart if you just bump into them. The spirits of the dead basically wanted to live again, but that's why they built a home here. So yeah. I know, there's a delay, but that's okay. It's fine. That's basically what happened when you were away. That's all.
Yeah, there's nothing inside. They're controlled purely by spiritual energy. They were strong at first, but they're weak now. It's almost like it degraded over time. Who knows, maybe we can even power them with that blade. A bit of irony, right? Use their own forces against them.
This is all so complicated.
Yeah, and I'll admit that even I don't know everything, but we won't get to that point if we don't keep moving.
Emotions to the end of the tunnels.
So, shall we?
Well, not as we continue to move through the tunnels. However, Dermek seems distracted. There's something on his mind. I guess even a man of his position can't have a grasp on everything. Everyone makes conversation amongst themselves as we continue. Perhaps it would be a good idea to talk to Dermek a little bit more. It seems like we still have a bit of walking ahead of us after all. Very little, very few things to do here. There are torches lining the tunnels, freshly lit. It must require a lot of maintenance to keep these tunnels accessible. I would hate to be down here when those torches die out. Sounds terrifying. Thankfully, they don't seem to be at any risk of fading away. We could stay down here for a while without any worry. However, that doesn't seem to be on any of our agendas. I can see a makeshift doorway at the end of the tunnels. That must be the entrance to the Rebel HQ. Finally! It's a bit far away, but I'm glad it's actually inside.
What's the matter? Are your legs sore?
No, haven't walked like the entire day or anything. Down a mountain, through a city.
No, not at all. I'm just running out of breath. Is it a little stuffy down here, or...?
Yeah, it is. Don't worry. You get used to it. A small price to pay for privacy, if you ask me.
Right.
Dying. Back to English. There's wooden panels on the floor. I don't understand why English is doing this. There is wooden panels. Panels, plural. It should be there are wooden panels. I just find this grammatical way of saying this is stupid. But hey, who am I to judge? Languages, right? There's wooden panels on the floor, almost acting like a pavement. However, it's only a bit more comfortable than the actual floor would be. It's seemingly more for aesthetic purposes than anything regarding comfort. Drops of humidity and moisture hit the wooden panels, making them split. Looks like they've been here for a while, with clear signs of erosion. With what I know, I would say that these tunnels are almost 20 years old.
Hey, Valessa! watch your step.
Huh?
There's a bit of a bump here. I almost tripped.
Don't worry. I'll be fine.
A few moments later, she trips. It was a clear sign that she disregarded his warning. He laughs and keeps walking forward, highly amused.
Let's not talk about this.
She is very much occupied with something on her mind. Apart from the entire situation and being here back in Maseo, it's understandable. As we walk down the tunnels, I make way to Demek's side. I ask him what's on his mind, and the people behind us give us space. I'm thankful for their consideration as we finally get some one-on-one time.
What's on my mind? Oh, it's nothing too major. Say, can you keep a secret?
But it's not a secret anymore if you tell me. Have you ever thought about this? You know what time it is, Viv Noise. I made the last decisions. Ah, sweet, sweet delay. You know, I know it's not a big problem. It's just like, it's strange that your phone has less delay than your PC. It's so strange to me. But hey. And it's Dermic. Is this a bad thing? Is this a good thing? I don't know. Is this good? Is this bad? And I mean not the delay. I mean, is this good or bad because this is Dermic? That's insane. 24 seconds delay is insane. I don't know if this is a normal feature of the Twitch player, because I'm using Francophase C. I have the option to basically reboot only the player, not the page you are on, just the player. If I ever have like delay on the player, this can reduce it back to the lowest possible. That's so strange. Demic is cool, as with his outfit being cool. And so is your decision. You will make a cool decision now. X whatever. Oh no. You didn't kill anybody, did you? What a conversation starter. Depends on what it is the choice. Meanwhile, Vaporeon versus It Walks. Ba 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 ba. So what is your choice? Which of those 4 wonderful choices you have, which one is it you're gonna choose? Ah, didn't get an X. I'm disappointed, but hey. I haven't made any choice. You see it on the screen. There are your 4 choices. Pick one. What's on your mind? Oh, what's on my mind? Oh, it's nothing too major. Say, can you keep a secret? And now you have 4 choices. Ah, okay, I see. I was thinking about depends on what it is. You thought about that, so you take the third option. Third option, yes. I will wait. Just to make sure. Do you have delay on Twitch? No problem. Buy now the less delay DLC option on Twitch. Make us rich for only $9.99. Honestly, I wish you had less delay on the PC. It's not your fault, by the way. It's not your fault. I just wish you had less delay because it always sucks when you have delays on streams. Okay. Third option it is. Depends on what it is.
Well, it's nothing too bad. I just wanted somebody to confide in.
He blushes and shuffles in place, embarrassed. I'm not sure why he trusted me so easily, but I'm not complaining. Sometimes it's hard for someone in a position of power to have confidence.
About that suit of armor earlier, I think I scared everybody with my caution. Between you and I, that was a bit of an exaggeration. Like I said, those things are brittle and weak. I just didn't want anybody to knock them over, you know. If we kill one of them, what happens to the spirits inside?
That was a good question, actually.
I want to find a way to free those spirits trapped inside. Something tells me that killing them won't accomplish that. This is the sole reason why I tell everybody to leave them alone. They're harmless. They mind their own business. It's my belief that we should give them the same courtesy. That is, at least until we find a way to give them more freedom. Though they don't serve the triumvirate, they're still trapped. Nobody should be forced into a position like that. They're just like us. Spirits of family and friends. Spirits of innocent occupation victims.
Child soldiers. Oh, sorry. He lets out a loud sigh, like the ability to vent his is a godsend. It is. Venting is good, if done correctly. I can tell this is something he's been keeping inside for a while.
Sorry for rambling on. I think I'm just trying to defend myself. Last week I accidentally bumped into one.
Ah. I'm waiting on watching you waiting. There it goes. Yes, there it goes.
It crumbled and fell to the ground. I felt absolutely awful. It's like I killed them. Who knows how many spirits were inside that one suit? I mean, in this war, I have to draw blood. I have to kill. But normally I reserve that punishment for our enemies. We're talking about the spirits of long-lost family here, Seer. I feel like I did something wrong. I almost feel like I'm a murderer, you know? It's odd how blurred those lines can be in war.
Let's think about that. Think back. Think back in your life. Think back to your childhood until today. How many times did you kill an insect, a fly, a mosquito? Maybe you stepped on an ant, not even on purpose. A beetle, a worm. Why is that not murder? I mean, you shouldn't feel bad about that. This is the reason. Like, we have a certain limit when we feel like bad for something, or maybe we don't. But isn't it weird that people are like this and feel like, oh, I feel so bad for doing this? It's like, sure, it's not good. It's okay that you should feel bad about that, but you never think about anything else, right? If you step on something smaller than you, like an ant, for example, you're most likely not gonna feel bad about it for a long time. Some might do, but then again, think about it. It's like you don't go through life without murdering innocent beings in your life. You will, if you want or not. You cannot avoid it. Wanna go in a more extreme version of that? Every second your body is killing bacterias and viruses. Sometimes those bacteria are even innocent. Not every bacteria is bad. Okay, back to the topic. Now I've done it. Like, created confusion. How could I?
Kill the enemy leader? You're nothing short of a hero. But kill a citizen going about their business? You're a monster. Maybe at the end of the day, that's what we are. Monsters.
Yes, we are all monsters. Now I feel bad. Don't feel bad. It's normal behavior. It's okay. Here's your decision. Shall I make a decision, or do you want to do all the decisions in this? Delays. You have to look at this as a Dungeon and Dragons session, and I'm the game master. I can always change the rules. You're basically taking my question and put it back into my face. I'm not... Here's the thing. If I want to make the choice, I will do it. If I want to give you the choice of making a decision yourself, or you want to make me do a decision, that's a difference. So I'm asking you, do you want to make the choice? Or shall I make a choice? There's no right or wrong here. Remember, I told you I play this game together with you. Sometimes I take the initiative and decide for myself, but when I do, I tell you. Otherwise, I'm giving you the option. Let's vote. Here we go again. Okay. You're the enemy leader. You're nothing short of a hero. Kill the enemy leader? Nothing short of a hero, but kill citizens going about their business? You're a monster. Maybe at the end of the day, that's what we are. Monsters. You're not a monster. You're more like a hero to me. It's war. Morality is always grey. Let me think about that. Morality is always grey. It's hard to tell. Morality can be very white and black. But yeah, morality can also be a grey area. But mostly it's a black and white thing. Okay, in that context... we both don't know Damek well. The thing is with the third one, it's war, morality is always grey. It's basically saying, it's war, so fuck it. Which I personally feel like is not okay. Like, just because it's war, that doesn't justify to be an asshole to other people. Some people do that, of course. I don't say like... like, it's basically saying like, oh, it's war, it's okay. I mean, sure, we look at Pro. Pro is also doing things out of necessity because this is a war. I understand that. But it's a difference between information gathering and murder. So if you say we're gonna vote, I'm gonna vote for 1. You voted for 3. So basically, we are now at a non-vote. What are we going to do? Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Ah, yes, social interactions. Yes. So basically, I choose 1, you chose 3. You're now questioning about the first option. Okay, so we go with 1. Okay. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. It's okay. It's not. You can't do much about it. It's fine. You're not a monster, Demek.
Maybe once this is all over, I'll believe that. I guess there's one big difference between us and them. When we rule the world, we'll stop killing. That's not us.
We continue walking down the tunnels while he vents. I can understand where he's coming from, and I can relate. Well, yes, I pointed out the possible flaws of the third option. That doesn't mean I was right. But it's okay. I'll be right back. Okay. It was all about the greater good, regardless of what we did.
Everybody expects me to lead us to victory. They call me a master strategist and shower me with praise. But at the end of the day, I'm just following in his footsteps.
Yes. $37. Yeah, yeah. Can see that. Yeah, chat, stop.